Hey, I'm Melissa Rose, Angela from Sleepaway Camp, and I just want you to know that you're watching Mr. Tony of the Dead. Yeah!
Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another movie review for everybody out there. And this one's going to be on The Stylist. This is from Arrow Video USA, and it's directed by Jill Six. The movie follows this hairstylist by day, serial killer by night, Claire. And she is, kind of a lonely girl, kind of keeps to herself, but she has this, obsession of wanting to be somebody else. And she actually scalps some people and keeps their scalps, and when she wears the scalps in her in her own little area, she kind of like imagines herself as them. And she has this longtime customer of hers named Olivia who's getting married, and Olivia's hairstylist actually canceled everything for her wedding, so she calls Claire to do it. And Claire's kind of like, I don't like weddings, I don't want to do it for the for weddings, but she's gonna do it for her because she envies her life, and she thinks that Olivia has like this perfect life, and nothing goes wrong with her. So she's like, yes, I'll do it. And so she helps her out and everything, and she's starting to get a little bit more of a look into her world, and seeing how even more perfect she thinks she is. And it just kind of like goes from there, and things start to take a turn toward the end. Very interesting movie. It's not exactly like Maniac at all. I mean, maybe you're thinking that because of the scalping. In fact, in their Kickstarter for the movie, which I wish I would have seen the Kickstarter, soon enough, I would have donated to it, because I'm actually friends with Jill and probably some of the other cast members on Facebook. That's why I said Jill Six, because I'm sure she's going to see us. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, and I'm not going to butcher it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be scalped for butchering the name. Butchered for butchering your name. I don't know. But yeah, the poster they had for the Kickstarter for this was actually the cover of Maniac, but it was Claire holding the scalp and that with the scissors, and it's a really cool image. I wish I could get that, because that's a really cool picture, but really cool poster. But yeah, it was actually on Kickstarter, and they were lucky enough to have Arrow put out this amazing edition. I gotta say, it's like, I was honestly surprised. I was like, there's so much in here. Like, there's the soundtrack, which I've noticed a lot of companies doing it anymore. They're getting rid of the DVD and they're putting the soundtrack. I gotta say, I'm all right with that, because I'm never gonna watch the DVD. I'm sorry, I'm just never gonna watch the DVD. But the soundtrack I might put on. It has a better chance of getting played, and then maybe eventually people will be like, why don't they just have a download code for the music, because a lot of people don't have compact disc players anymore too. So that's another thing going, we'll see. But as long as there's physical media, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? But yeah, Claire is, to me, kind of a very relatable person. She's pretty much on her own. She has an adorable fucking dog. Oh my god. You only see him like once or twice in the movie, which is a shame. But he's, or she, I don't even know. I think it's a boy. Very, very cute dog. And she, like I said, though, she's on her own. She kind of keeps to herself. She works late weekends, mainly to, I think, help out her habit of serial killing. But because when she gets a look into Olivia's world and everything, seeing how flawless she is, she decides to kind of, give all that up. She it was in like the basement of her house, and which is very dangerous, because anybody could just open up her doors to her basement and just go in and see this stuff. Well, so she went and she got like a wood and that to hammer it shut so nobody goes in. So she's like, I'm done with that. I'm gonna give it up. Basically, they never do anything, but there's definitely a sexual interest that Claire has for Olivia. And I think back the other way too, but Olivia's got her own fucking problems. So Claire is like wants to make sure that this guy that she's marrying is right for her and everything. You know, she doesn't want her friend to, you know, go with the wrong guy. In fact, I don't think she wants to. She doesn't want him to go with him at all. But I think she kind of like accepts, like, okay, if she's happy, you know, then fine. But then and I've done this too. You think that somebody's more of a friend than they really are, and their real side comes out. And unfortunately, Claire sees this, and that's when things start to turn for the worst. And especially when this scene where she gets invited out for drinks for like the bachelorette party, and Claire goes there. Now, I'm one of those people that like will bitch and complain that nobody invites me anywhere, but then if I do get invited, I never want to go. I don't know. I guess it's just that I'm so used to just staying home, especially now quarantine, or was quarantine. I don't know. Everything's kind of slowly getting back to normal, which is nice. But, um, you know, her at this, she was so uncomfortable. First, she didn't know anybody except for Olivia. But like, I like to think that I know after a while I mellow and I get, you know, even without a few drinks in me, I start to get more personable and, you know, joining conversations and stuff like that. But Claire is just so out of her element. Like, she hates it. First thing that happens to her, they all cheer for drinks, and it spills on her dress, and she's like so concerned about that like the whole time. It's because and Claire is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous woman. I don't know why she'd want to wear anybody else's his scalp. She's like perfect the way she is. And I'm not saying her name either. I'm gonna try it. Najarra or Najarra, I don't know, Townsend, and she was in Contracted, which I believe I saw the first Contracted, but I don't know if she's in the second one, but I didn't see the second one. And Olivia has been in a bunch of stuff too. She's played by Brea Grant, and I know I've looked at her on IMDb, and there's a few things that I've seen her in. Off the top of my head, I can't think of what it was. I was like, I think that's the one I saw, but she looks very familiar. And even Jill makes an appearance in this movie too, which I gotta say, don't go bald. It might not be a good look, but anyway, the movie looks fantastic. It looks amazing. Like, I guess this is considered a low budget film. I don't know what the budget was on it, but by looking at this, you'd never think that it was a Kickstarter. Let's say that. A lot of Kickstarter movies, they kind of have, you know, that's for lower budget people who need to build up more money to, you know, for anybody to help make their movie. And that's kind of what it mainly is. Kickstarter's for low budget. So they fantastic job on it. I just gotta say, like, the visuals in this, the ambiance, the soundtrack works well with it. Again, is it a soundtrack I really want to listen to? I don't think so, but it worked really, really well with the movie. Yeah, like visually though, it was amazing. You know, it's fantastic looking. I really felt for Claire, and like I said, I was gonna say at the party, she's in the bathroom and cleaning her dress, and of course, two girls from the party come and they don't know she's in there, and they start talking about her and saying shit, and I just felt for her. You know, I felt bad. So it's like, I don't know. And also, I saw Jill used to do hair, so I wonder if she thought about this story while she was doing hair, and maybe she's done this before, or maybe she just would like to, and be like, I'm gonna make a movie on what I would like to do. But you know, it's just very, very interesting. Like, Claire's there, but she's invisible at the same time, and it's like she wants to be seen, but she's just too afraid to like put herself out there to do anything. Even like with the coffee in the morning, she gets the same coffee every morning. And the girl, like, again, I don't know if it's just being friendly or she's flirting with her or not, but um, she's trying to like, oh, say so the usual, and it was like oatmeal, medium oatmeal coffee with oatmeal milk or something like that. And she's like, yeah, not listening to her, and she's like, so what would you like? She's like, yeah, you know, she said that, and she goes, do you want a medium? She goes, no, I'll take a small. Okay. And then like the girl's just trying to be nice, to her, and you know, if anything, that could have been her friend in the movie, you know, but she never really gave her a chance because she's so fixated on Olivia. But I don't know, it was cool. It was a cool movie. There were moments in the movie where I thought went on a little long, to be honest. It kind of lost my interest at times, but it was, I don't know why. It just went on for too long. I can't even like specific moments, I guess, in a thing that weren't, where maybe could have been cut a little more, but it kind of takes you out of it a little bit more. Like it's like all of a sudden her world's turning upside down. Like there's other things are happening. I just think that could have been taken down or cut or something, but because I want more. You could slowly see Claire start to lose it again. And, you know, she wanted to give up that life and then she's going to go back to it and everything. But the ending was cool as hell. Like, I'm not going to say what happened, obviously, but I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, tell me this is happening. And I was right. But how they did it was so well. Like, it was so nicely done. Like, it was so cool. I believe there was a short film that Jill and, I don't know how, I feel so bad for butchering names. No, Najarra. They did a short called Pity that like made the influence to this. So, you know, there's a lot on here. And you know, I'm done talking now. I will say I did enjoy the movie. I did think that some things could have been cut down a little bit. You know, some like, I don't know what the word would be for it, like airy parts, or like just went on too long. I don't know. It just like took me out of the moments that could have been cut down a little bit. And you know, but other than that, I mean, I thought it looked really good. Like, is visually, it's amazing. Um, this I will say this. I put it on Instagram, and I'm watching this. You know, I always put like now watching this, then the movie. The first 10 minutes, I said the first 10 minutes I'm watching this, and I'm like, oh shit, and I'm like, I'm making this face, and my toes were curling. And I was like, this is the first 10 minutes. Like, oh, this is cool, you know, because anything with skin and shit like that, you know, really gets to me. But I was like, oh, it's starting off like this. Let's go. Let's go. And I really enjoyed it. I don't know what I was going to say there. I was going to say I really liked it, and I was going to say I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it looked good, and it sounded good. Captions were good. I always say that. I always watch for captions. I hate when something doesn't have captions. But yeah, it was, you know, and also congratulations to Jill and everybody else, you know, on the team that got this movie onto Arrow. That's amazing, absolutely amazing, and you know, I'm glad it happened to somebody who deserved it. I will say that. It's fantastic. When I saw, because I seen it, you know, movies gonna be coming out and blah blah on Facebook, and then I saw that Arrow was putting out. I was like, get the fuck out of here! That's holy shit. That's awesome. And I gotta talk about too much, but I'm starting to be in a few movies here and there. I'm gonna be in this my second one. I would love to see Arrow or some company I review for pick the movie up that I'm gonna be in, and with this one that's coming up now that I'm gonna be in, it could be. But that's all I'm gonna say about me. We're gonna talk about this movie, and I'm gonna show you what's inside. All right, here you have the slipcover here, and that's newly commissioned artwork by Sarah Deck. It's very cool. It's plain, but it's cool. You know, if you've seen the movie, it's perfect for the movie. Let's pull that off. You have some more artwork under there, which I'll show you. And here's another image here, and that's Claire sitting in front of her mirror with her circle light and everything, and that's where she has her hair, her, you know, wigs, as you know, I like to say, the stylist there. It's cool, you know, but I think I like this one the most. You know, it's just works with the movie. I like the scissors hanging there, And she leaves like this much skin, and she puts it on, which I think she should have left a little less, because then she could actually walk around with it and it wouldn't be so obvious. But yeah, and the same font is there as there. And here you have the Blu-ray, and that's region A, and it's not rated yet on here. And here is the compact disc, the CD, for the Stylist. You also get this, tiny booklet here, but, it has, there's Claire. You get a better look at Claire there. And the Stylist there's other things. There's Jill. Stories in that about the transfer, cast and crew and all that. And there's the back. You also get a mini poster in here that folds out with the cover on there from Sarah Deck. I guess Sarah did this too. I don't know if it just means the other one, but she might have made this one as well. But there's the reverse side, and you get the other cover on there. But again, I like this one the most, but the other one's nice too. And there is all the special edition contents and everything on here. There's a lot to read, and I hope you could read that. But if you pause it, and maybe you'll be able to read it, and then you could check it out yourself. There are a lot of stuff on here. I know it might have been hard to read. I'm not going to read everything, but there's like commentary, interviews, location scouting, outtakes, bloopers, what do they call it? Like a teaser trailer, theatrical trailer, image galleries, the short pity that this was based on. A lot of stuff, like amazing. Also, I did see on Facebook that if you were one of the people that donated to the Kickstarter for the Blu-ray, they were going to have their own Blu-ray, they upgraded it to this. So they're actually giving this movie out to the people who, helped them out on Kickstarter and got everything made and that. So that's awesome of them. And this is really a look into, like, I'm gonna say what it says on here, like a deliciously twisted slice of female-led psychological horror, nominated for the New Visions Award for Best Motion Picture of the 2020 Sitges International Film Festival, and based on co-writer director Jill award-winning short film of the same name. But yeah, it's like a look in, like, instead of it could always be in men, or the killers and that, it's a look at like a woman. And it's gotta be tough. Like, even her, like, she's a very beautiful woman, goes in the coffee shop, she looks over and there's a guy like checking her out and everything. And I know guys look at women and women look at guys and here and there, but it's gotta be a million times worse for a woman. Like, I don't think I have anything to worry about, and there's nobody looking at me. But if there was, I wouldn't notice, because whatever. But it's got to be tough. It's got to be tough. So I'm surprised there's not more women in horror. Like, I mean, there's a lot of women in horror. I didn't mean to say that. Like, psycho killer women movies. Like strong leads of a female that is like this. Like, she's so, you'd never suspect her. At all. You'd never suspect Claire. Young, smart, innocent, quiet, kind of perfectionist in a way. Never would think that she's going to be the one cutting your fucking scalp off. And that's another great thing about this. It's great to look at that, and dive into that different general area of interest that just doesn't seem to be talked about a ton. We have a women in horror month, which is great, but I mean, I don't know why. I think it should just be celebrated all the time. Women in horror, they're fantastic. There's a lot of women directors that do a fantastic job. Like, you see, I'm not saying like that just because, I don't know how that sounded, but believe me, I think a lot of women don't get looked at like they should be. It's always a man. Like, even get nominated for an award for movies, and it's like you can watch a movie like, oh my god, it's fantastic, and it's like, yeah, this was written by a woman, and it's like you don't hear that often. I think more women should come out and write some fucking horror movies. Cut our dicks off. I love that. I love seeing, I don't love seeing it, but I love that revenge in a movie where a woman will cut the guy's dick off, or like, because even if the guy knows that he treated her like such shit and she starts coming on to him, this dickhead's gonna like fall for it, and she's got him right where she wants him. And I love that element, but and I hope I didn't say anything the wrong way, because the way my brain works, it's like whatever. But like, I'm just saying, I think more women should write horror, and I would, love to see if anybody has any suggestions of something maybe I haven't seen that was a strong female lead, and maybe something was directed by a woman that got past my radar. Please leave it below. I'd like to check it out. But yeah, definitely, I would say check out The Stylist. I thought it was pretty cool. It's not over the top or anything. It's very beautifully shot, smart, and just very relatable to me. But yeah, I'm rambling now. But thanks everybody for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, follow me on any of the social media links in the description box below, and I also have a merch store below if you want to go over and buy a t-shirt, or there's miscellaneous things on there. Most of the money goes toward me and my channel, so you'll be really helping me out. And also, if you want, there's a donation button down there. On YouTube it's called Applaud, but there's other ways in the description box on how to donate to the channel. All that will go helping me, buy more movies to review for you. And so it's a win-win. Everybody wins in that situation, and you'd be really helping me out, and I'd be so thankful for it. But yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. If you're interested in this, I'll put a link below where you can go check that out. Also, I'll put a link below for the trailer. But like I always say, proceed with caution. The trailer might contain spoilers. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.